4 more. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there we go. All right, so we got our set of gains, but that's not the only important thing. Now we got to cover our set of brains. Just because you're in college, no matter how busy it gets, no matter how many things you got to take care of, does not give you an excuse to skip your workouts. So stay tuned, because for those of you who struggle with having multiple days available to hit the gym, those of you who are on a time crunch, I'm going to be giving you different types of workout programs based on what your availability is and how much time you can dedicate to the gym to make sure you're staying on top of your gains and not making the excuse of not hitting the gym. What's up, everyone? David here. Got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. Now, continuing on with a series that I've been doing these past couple of videos, everything dedicated towards college students, everything that helped me get through college, whether it be from workouts to work to classwork, whatever it may be, everything that helped me, I'm gonna try to help y'all out. So today, specifically, programming. What is going to be your workout split once you're actually in college? Why is this important? It's because for many of you, going to college, you're gonna be changing your lifestyle. There's gonna be a lot of things that you didn't previously do that now you're gonna have to begin. So whether that be you're living on your own, so you're independent, you're no longer relying on mommy and daddy, you're gonna start interning, so that's gonna eat up a lot of time as well. You may have to start a part-time job because, again, mom and dad say, hey, you're on your own now. You got to support yourself. You got to learn how to be an adult. So there's going to be so many things that we have to be on top of, so many new responsibilities that are going to be eating up our time. So are we going to be able to dedicate as much time to the gym as we would like? In all honesty, probably not. But despite how busy you are, no matter how many responsibilities you got to cover, do not neglect your fitness. It is vital. It is important, not just for the physical benefits, but the mental health benefits to getting you through those 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, however long it's going to take you to get that degree. So today we're just going to be going over what are the different workout splits that you can do, what are the different programs that you can stay on top of, depending on the availability that you have. So we're just going to go with the general assumption that your goal is to build muscle, gain strength, just the usual stuff. You're just trying to get fit, build muscle, look good, feel good, that sort of thing. So we're gonna start off with minimal amount of days, and then we're gonna go through the progressions of adding one more day to our workout. Let's just say you're gonna start off with only working out 2 times per week. What are the different workout programs that we can do? There's only 2 realistic ones that I believe that you should be doing, and that's gonna be either you go with an upper body workout on one day and a lower body workout on the other. However, the problem I have with this is if you do go about it this way, you're only training everything 1 time per week. Is that good or is it bad? 1 time per week is better than nothing at all. But ideally, if you can, and again, this is only if you can, because we all got different schedules, we're all busy, we all got to stay on top of school, work, so many other things that are going on in our life. If you can, work out each major muscle group twice per week. The issue here, you're hitting everything only once per week, which is nothing wrong with that, but there are ways around it. So let's just say you are going to be doing this type of split. What are the exercises that you can realistically do? Again, you're minimal on time. We want to get in, do the basics, hit every major muscle group. For upper body, here's what I'm going to be suggesting. You're going to start off with some type of pushing exercise, specifically something that targets a little bit more of the chest. So that's going to be bench press, dumbbell bench press, machine bench press, something where you're pushing the weight away from you. That's already going to hit our pecs, front delt, tricep. Afterwards, now you're going to switch it and do something a little bit more for your back, so more of a pulling motion. So I would just say some type of rowing exercise. Again, this is the big emphasis on your back, your lats. Afterwards, we're gonna go back to the pushing motion, and now we're actually gonna be doing something where instead of pushing the weight out, we're gonna be pushing the weight up. So it's more of a vertical push instead of a horizontal push. And ideally, this is gonna be a little bit more for the shoulders and triceps. We're just training movements here, okay? So it could be any type of vertical press. I don't care if you're doing something such as dumbbell shoulder press, barbell shoulder press, something along the lines of you lifting your arms up over your head. Continuing on with lifting your arms up over your head, now we're gonna be pulling something down. So some type of pull down motion, again, now addressing the back. It doesn't matter whether you're doing body weight pull-ups, it doesn't matter whether you're doing some type of machine pull down, like lat pull downs, something where the weight is up here and you gotta yank it down. So you see, we're already pretty balanced. We got 2 pushing movements, 2 pulling movements. Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and do some direct bicep, tricep work. Because when we really think about it, we already hit, on average, every major muscle group in the upper body. We got our chest, we got our delts, we got our triceps, we got our biceps, we got our lats, but they're all working with different muscle groups at a time. Now let's actually do something directly for the biceps and triceps. So one quick superset of bis and tris. So you can do something like supersetting curls with tricep push downs. If that works for you, go for it. Just pick 2 exercises, superset them, you're good to go. And then just finish everything off with some core. So not just abs, core, this entire region. So, but if you do want to prioritize the abs, all right, go ahead and do some type of crunch. That's perfectly fine. If we're gonna go ahead and do our lower body workout, first thing, go ahead and go with any type of squat variation. I don't care if you do barbell back squats, I don't care if you do a front squat, I don't care if you do a hack squat, something where you're squatting the weight up and down. Afterwards, now we're gonna be going into some type of hinging motion, something where we're bending a little bit more at the hip, because again, that's what a hinge movement is. It's us bending at our hip. So in most cases, when it comes to leg day, deadlifts, RDLs. But I like to point out, I prefer if you do something a little bit more hamstring emphasis. So I'm just gonna put hams for hamstrings. Because again, if we just do a regular deadlift, that mimics a little bit more of a squat. We're not getting as much hamstring because we're bending our knees. But if we do RDLs, we're stretching the hammy out. So that's what we're gonna go with. Afterwards, go ahead and do something that is a little bit more quad emphasis. So it could be something like a leg press, something like a hack squat again, leg extensions, something that just emphasizes a little bit more of your quadricep, the muscle in front of your thigh. After, now we're doing an exercise that's gonna target a little bit more of your hamstrings. Now it's the muscle behind your thighs. So it could be something like a back extension, leg curls, whether it's seated, lying down, single leg, anything where you're forcefully bending your knee, that's gonna go ahead and hit your hamstrings nicely. And then lastly, we're gonna finish off with another superset. Just how we supersetted bis and tris on the upper body workout, we're gonna go ahead and superset calves. But there's a secret to this. You're gonna do something standing, so like a standing calf raise, supersetted with something seated. In this case, you know, a seated calf raise, there's only one. Everyone's seen a seated calf raise before. Why? It's because one of them, our knee is locked out, so it's gonna work a little bit more of the gastroc, that big ball muscle in your calf that most people think of. The seated version is gonna be working a little bit more on the soleus, that thinner part of your calf that runs all the way down to your ankle. Both equally as important, so make sure you address it. And there you have it. That's gonna be a 2-day split, upper body and lower body. But like I said, I don't like working out one muscle group 1 time per week. So what else can we do? We could do full body splits. So if we do a full body workout, here's the way I would program it. It's a little bit of a combination of each one. I would say start off with some type of squat variation, some type of hinge variation, some type of push, some type of pull. And there you have it. Those 4 movements are already gonna be addressing pretty much every muscle group in the body other than core. Core, I like to keep it as its own separate thing because I just think it's really important. Everyone trains everything, but no one really addresses from right here to right here. This portion of your body is equally as important for performance and for looks. Because I mean, who wouldn't mind having a lean midsection? You know, everyone wants a 6-pack. So the same type of emphasis we put here, for example, the hinge, we said emphasize a little bit more of the hamstrings, continuing that on to over here. Everything else will fall. For the push, emphasize a little bit more of the chest. Pull, we already know it's our back and our biceps. Squat, obviously glutes and quads. Core, right here. So this same format is exactly what you will do on day 2 of a full body workout. So that's what we're gonna be doing if you're gonna go ahead and do a 2-day per week workout program. And again, these are just templates. I'm just giving you the general movement. I'm not telling you exactly what exercise to do. I'm just telling you what types of movements to do. I'm not telling you to do leg extensions instead of leg press. No, I'm just telling you to do something specifically for the quads. Both of those work out your quads. You choose which one works best for you or which one you like. It's all personal preference. Now, let's just say you have a little bit more freedom. You opened up some availability, and now instead of 2 days per week, we're gonna be working out 3 days per week. Now, the common workout that everyone's gonna be doing with this type of split is shocker. Push, pull, legs. We're just continuing on with working each muscle group 1 time per week. Is it bad? No. Is it ideal? No. Let's at least try to get it 2 days per week. But if we are gonna be sticking to this type of routine, all right, let's just go about it. Because again, if this is your preference, no big deal. So what exactly are we gonna do on the push day? This is just my suggestion. It's just a template. First one, some type of press. Continuing on with emphasizing a little bit more of the chest, okay? Afterwards, we're gonna do another press, but now it's gonna be something inclined where we're working a little bit more on the upper chest. So the first press is just overall pec development. Now, incline is gonna be a little bit more of the emphasis on the upper chest. Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and do something for the side delts, which is something that we didn't do previously, because realistically, it's not as important as a muscle group because it's relatively small, but now we have the liberty of adding a little bit more variety here. So anything for the side delts. So realistically, any movement that goes like this. Doesn't matter if you're doing dumbbell laterals, cable laterals, machine laterals, anything where you're moving your arms out to the side, go for it, it's fair game. Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and hit something for the triceps directly. I don't care if you're doing rope push downs, overhead extensions, something that directly hits those triceps. And again, these are all very beginner friendly workout templates. As you get a little bit more experience, you start seeing a little bit more of the research, you'll figure out what is actually the optimal amount of volume that you need to address it. Because right now they may seem a little uneven. You're hitting certain muscle groups with a couple more sets, certain muscle groups a little less. This is just general, just to get you started or help you maintain your fitness during a busy semester. For pull, we're gonna go ahead and start off with some type of rowing exercise. So bent over rows, dumbbell rows, cable rows, anything where you're pulling the weight towards you. Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and go into some type of pull down variation. Anything where you're pulling the weight now that is above you down. So any type of lat pull down with any type of attachment that you wanna use, any type of pull up. Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead, hit something for the traps, the muscles right here for the side of your neck. You don't have to overdo it. It could be something as simple as shrugs. Dumbbell shrugs, barbell shrugs, just do something to work them. Then we're gonna go ahead and finish off with some biceps. Any type of curl, anything where you're bending that elbow, dumbbells, barbell, cables, as long as you're doing this with an appropriate amount of force that you're contracting against, those biceps will grow. And then lastly, the legs. The legs is going to be the exact same format that we previously went over during the lower body split, okay? Nothing changes there. Again, the thing I don't like about this is we're only hitting everything 1 time per week, which is not bad, but it's better if you can hit it twice. So how can we do everything twice per week, but still continue on with this type of 3-day-a-week program? What we can do is we can go ahead and go upper body using the same format that we did previously. The lower body, again, using the exact same format that we previously have been talking about. But now the 3rd day is gonna be the full body routine, which is again what we talked about previously. These type of formats that we already talked about before, just build on top of it now. Fill in the exercises that you prefer, upper body, lower body, full body. Just make sure though, if you are going to be working out any muscle group more than once per week, that you actually have a day of rest between those muscle groups. So for example, I have lower body right here and then I have full body. Let's get rid of that day. I have that day of rest in between, because if I do squats on Thursday, I'm not going to be squatting again on Friday. My legs are going to be sore. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be fatigued. Give myself a day of rest before I go ahead and hit those squats again on Saturday. And that goes for anything. Do not train a muscle group more than once, or I should say, do not train a muscle group consecutive days. Have at least one day of rest in between. All right, now we're getting into a little bit more of an ideal situation with working out 4 times per week. Now, luckily, once we get into the 4 times per week mark, we have a little bit more flexibility, and it's gonna be a little easier to work out everything twice per week. Because again, we're not just so limited in how many days we can work out. So there's 2 different ways that we can go about it. We can go lower body, upper body, and repeat that one more time later on in the week. Or what we can do now is actually go with the push-pull legs that we previously talked about. So push, pull, legs, but that 4th workout will be the full body workout. Now, with lower body and upper body, still follow that same template that we used earlier. Same thing with these. If you want to switch out the exercises, you can. Just follow the same similar movements. So I told you to do some type of squat variation. Okay, if you don't want to get bored and you want to do different things, all right, the squat that you do on this day is a typical barbell back squat. On this day, the type of squat that you can go with is now a front squat. You see, similar movements, same muscle groups being worked, but different exercise. You know, got to keep things fresh because I get bored easily, probably so will you. Push, pull, and legs will follow the exact same workout template that we just talked about previously during the 3-day-a-week split. Full body, we already went over what that means. So again, these are different ways that you can work out now given 4 days per week. The only thing is, and I cannot emphasize this enough, is do not work the same muscle group 2 days in a row. Have at least one day of rest. And that's why right here, notice how I skipped a day? I went straight from push, pull, legs, skip to a full body. Because again, if we're doing hamstrings on leg day, don't be doing hamstrings again during your full body workout if you're gonna do it on a Thursday. Have a day of rest. Notice how up here during the first template, upper body, lower body, I skipped a day and I went lower body, upper body again. You do not have to do that. You can work out the 4 days in a row and it won't affect you as long as you do it in this order. Lower body, upper body, or upper, lower. It doesn't matter. As long as you're not working the same things back to back, you're good. Because look, I worked out legs on this day. I did not work out legs on this day, so that's my day of rest for my legs. I worked out legs again on this day. You see, there's a day of rest between muscle groups. A day of rest, I am not meaning a whole day of just taking it off. I mean a day of not working out that specific muscle group. So during this day, I'm not working on my legs. I'm working from the waist up. So boom, that day, my legs are recovering, ready to hit squats again on Wednesday. So again, I just cannot emphasize that enough. Now, moving on from that, now we're gonna move on to 5 days per week. Now, can you work out 5 days per week while you're in college? Absolutely. I've done it before and I'll continue to do it. But it just depends on your availability. Will you be actually able to manage 5 days on top of all your other responsibilities? Do not just spend all your time working out, as much as that may be a dream for many of us, and as many of us may think that's ideal, because we like going to the gym more than we like going to class. You gotta stay on top of your schoolwork. So 5 days per week, what can you do? There's so many different options. You can go, again, hold on, let me change the marker color. You can go upper, lower, upper, lower, and then full body. Or what you can do is you can go push, pull, legs, upper, lower, or essentially legs again. By now you already got the idea of what each workout template will be. Notice how on this first one, the red letters, there's a day of rest, because again, we cannot be working out 2 days in a row the same muscle group since we're doing that full body split. Me personally, I would rather go with this split down here. And that's actually the split that I'm currently on post-graduation. I do push, pull, legs, upper body, lower body. Again, these 2 days right here, there's a day of rest in between. I'm not doing anything leg related on this day. And then similar, on a pull day, we're working on our back. During an upper body day, we're also working on our back because our back is part of our upper body. But that day in between, I'm not doing anything for those muscle groups. I'm doing legs. So that's my day of rest for my back. So that's what I would go with. But you know, if you want to go with the red letters, go with that split. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And then lastly, we're finally gonna hit 6 days per week. And at this point, if you can work out 6 days per week while you're on college, either you're truly dedicated to the gym or you just have excellent time management. Both of which I had, because at one point I was working out 6 days per week. Now I don't work out 6 days per week just because, you know, I need to give myself enough for recovery. So how can we go about it 6 times per week? There's realistically one main way that I personally will go about it, and realistically the only way I feel everyone else should go about it. We're gonna go push, pull, legs, and we're just gonna repeat that all over again. Push, pull, legs. And so things do not get boring. You can switch out the exercises. Keep the same templates, but on your push day, your main pushing movement, emphasizing your chest, do a barbell bench press. On the second push day, do dumbbell bench press. You get the idea. I gave you the templates, you fill it in with whatever exercise you want, as long as it follows that same movement pattern and works the muscle group that, you know, I explained to you. Any other way that you want to restructure 6 days per week, I feel it gets a little bit more difficult, just because now that you're working out so often, it's going to be harder to find that day of rest in between. Yeah, you can go upper body, upper, lower, but you know, will you really recover? If you can work out your legs 3 times per week, are you actually hitting them that hard or hitting the right amount of volume and intensity you need to promote the growth that you need to see result in your legs? It might be a little bit harder. So that's why with this one, I feel like it's a good in between, working out twice per week, still hitting it hard, still giving yourself enough days to recover. Because for me personally, it takes me more than 1 day of rest to recover, especially after my leg days. I need, you know, give me at least 2 days. So that's why I personally would just go with this. But at the end of the day, one thing I need you all to understand is, it doesn't matter what workout program you're on, as long as you stick to it, as long as you're eating the right amount of protein, as long as you're actually staying consistent with everything that you're doing in and outside of the gym being, again, your diet, your sleep schedule, your water intake, all these things, you will see results. If you can only work out twice per week, okay, then only work out twice per week. But understand that something is better than nothing. We're all going to be busy. One semester, you may be able to work out 6 times per week. And another semester, no, you may only be able to work out twice per week. And there's nothing wrong with that, because again, something is better than nothing. Just do what you can with the time that you are allotted. Simple as that. Hopefully this video was helpful. Comment down below if you are a current college student. Comment down below if you're just a student in general, or just someone who has some type of time constriction, someone who's limited on time, but you still find a way to make it in the gym. You still find a way to get those gains in. What is it that you do on each day? What does your workout template look like? Comment down below. Let's try to help out all those incoming students, all those on busy schedules. You know, everyone who's on a time crunch, we got you. Also, comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diet, workout, program, whatever it is, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe not just to my channel, but my girlfriend's channel and our couple's accounts, so you don't miss out on any new videos, because remember, new videos every week across the board for all 3 channels. For this channel specifically, new videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, so don't miss out. And then Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on my accounts, girlfriend's accounts, couple's accounts. I put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.